Many of you who have watched my videos regularly here on the channel will be well aware of the fact that here at Paul's Collectibles, I don't collect Black Series figures, and I don't film overview videos of just one figure, only waves. Let's get into this. All right, welcome to another episode of Paul's Collectibles. It's good to have you. Thanks for joining me today. On this video, we're going to be talking about something that I really have tried to stop collecting, and I've also tried to get away from, and that is a single action figure, but also a Black Series figure. Now, in the past, I used to pick these up, but I just really had to narrow my collecting focus because I was just getting too much stuff, and I didn't have places to put a lot of these Black Series figures. You may have seen in the past that I've done some shadow boxes, but for the most part, most of my figures end up in plastic cases until on down the road when I can get a better display case for them. But every now and then they'll put one out and I just gotta have it. And those usually consist of like the Trooper figures and things like that. And this one, the 40th anniversary, Return of the Jedi, Stormtrooper, Black Series figure, but on the big card, I just couldn't pass up. Man, I had to get, I think I got 3 of them because they're just so cool looking. And I'll definitely display one of them here in the display room somewhere because I'm kind of a Trooper guy. But these came from Entertainment Earth, and as you saw earlier, the box got demolished on the way here, so hopefully it's going to be okay when we open them up. But with that, let's get this box open, get the figures in front of some lights, and take a look at these 40th anniversary Stormtroopers and see what I'll be adding to my non-existent I don't collect Black Series figures collection. Okay, but there they are out of the box, and they did pretty good considering the box was pretty crushed. Luckily, it was much larger than the figures themselves, and only one of them got just a little bit of crush right up in here. You can see the white crease. The rest of these, there's some natural card bending that I get from Entertainment Earth on a regular basis, but for the most part, they survived. Now, the first thing you notice about these figures is how big they are. I only have one other of these. I got the Scout Trooper, and it's on display in my room. But for some strange reason, getting 3 of these Stormtroopers in a box like that just made them seem so huge. And for some perspective, this is the TVC figure next to the Black Series. So you can see there's a pretty big difference there. There's this tiny little guy here on his little bitty card, and then you got this big dude over here on his big card. So there's some scale for you. Okay, but let's take a look at the card these guys came on. This is the classic Kenner looking Star Wars Return of the Jedi Stormtrooper card, complete with the red name pill and the red background and the 2 Stormtrooper look. I know at some point in the future of the line back in the 70s and 80s, they removed one of these Stormtroopers, but this is the one that I remember from my childhood, just much larger. The only thing that's different, of course, is that they have this 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi logo up there since Return of the Jedi came out in 1983. And this is 2023 right now. Let's get a really good look at that figure really fast. Okay, for as cool as this figure is, I'd like to be able to tell you there's something earth-shatteringly different from any of the other Stormtroopers we've gotten in the Black Series line, but there really isn't. That beautiful Rogue One looking head sculpt there, if you look, you can even compare it to the picture and see the difference in the sculpt from the picture, whereas these seem a lot more bulbous, and there's no blue lines on this guy's helmet, but on this guy's helmet, and this one seems much more streamlined. But I really do like that look. These Black Series Stormtroopers look great. Lots of detail on the armor. The pin lights on the front, they are painted in beautifully. He's got trigger fingers on both hands, so he can be left or right-handed. They've got the proper shins down there, looks like, on him. And what I like about these Black Series Stormtroopers as opposed to the TVC is they didn't paint their ankles black like they did on the TVC. These are white and they look really good, and I think that's how they're supposed to be. And unlike back in the day when we got our Stormtrooper in the old Kenner line, this blaster is taped in, whereas if I remember correctly, the blaster we got with the old Stormtroopers, the vintage ones, was just thrown in the package and rattling around. But a good looking Stormtrooper, and I'm excited to have him nonetheless, obviously, since I bought 3. And they don't get super creative with the back of these cards. They look a lot like the TVC cards, except for where there would be a number that just says Star Wars, the Black Series here. And it's got Bib Fortuna, Emperor, Paploo, the Stormtrooper, and Chewbacca up here as well. So I'm assuming those are part of the wave as well, although I'm not getting any of those. I only wanted these because they're Stormtroopers. And as you're well aware, I don't collect Black Series. But there you have it. Just a quick look at the Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi Stormtrooper Black Series figure on this really cool card. I wouldn't normally go over these, but they're really cool and I wanted to get some, and I thought I'd share them with you since I think I got these in probably just a little bit earlier than they were scheduled. I think they were scheduled in July. So if you've got these coming or you don't and you might be interested, hopefully this video helps you get a look at what you'd be getting and helps you make up your mind. And finally, if you're not a subscriber to the channel, maybe consider doing that for me. That's a great way to support my efforts here at Paul's Collectibles. And if you're already a subscriber or somebody who's been watching my videos for quite a while, you know I greatly appreciate you. And with that, I will see you on the next video.